There's already several videos out on the internet on how to replace an air shock in a Mercedes, but they have a lot of fluff in them. I want to get straight to the point. So we're going to remove one of these shocks in less than 10 minutes in this video. And if you like it and it helps you, please like and subscribe. I also got some digital tip jars in the video description below. Let's get into it. First thing you need to do is release the air out of the shocks, out of the system. And on the passenger side, right hand side, you do have a cabin air filter housing here that needs to come off. It's 3 clips, and you just pull that off and out after you get the main cover off here, of course, which just pulls out as well. Pretty self-explanatory on that. Next thing you want to do is loosen this air line. This is a 10mm wrench here. I'm going to loosen this line. All right, I've loosened it a few turns and you can hear it hissing. Don't go crazy. You pull this thing all the way out, it's gonna pop like a firecracker and probably hurt the seals. So just loosen this and give it some time to deflate. All right, the air has deflated out of the system and released out of the system. Next thing is there's a 40 amp fuse right here, fuse 238. Pull this cover off on your engine box fuse panel and pull that out. That's for the Airmatic suspension. The car is off, but just to make sure that this compressor doesn't run for any reason while we're doing this and try to add air to the system, pull that fuse. All right, with the air bled down and the fuse out, let's take the wheel off and let's take this nut loose. This is 36mm on the axle. Put the nut back on, just a couple threads, and give it a tap so it's loose. We'll pull that out later. I'm going to be removing the caliper, the bracket, and the rotor because I'm going to also do a brake job on this, but you don't have to remove all that. But you do have to remove the caliper because it's got the lines to it that are connected up here. We're going to be pulling all this down, so let's remove this caliper. To get this cover off, you need to push up and then out, just like that. That's the trick. There's these little hooks here. I don't know if it'll focus. Those little hooks right there go in these holes here, so that's why you got to go that way first and then out. On the back of the brake caliper, there are 2 plugs, look like this, 2 black plastic plugs. You pull those out, and it's going to expose a 11mm hex. These also serve as the caliper slides. All right, before pulling the caliper all the way off, we're going to end up hanging it down over here. Let's get this hardware off right here. This is an E10 reverse Torx. Just compress these pads just a little bit here, make this a little bit easier to come off. All right, there's the caliper off. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna remove this bracket and the rotor. You don't have to do it. This is as far as you have to go with removing brake stuff if you're not doing a brake job while you're also doing this. Wheel speed sensor here. This is also an E10 reverse Torx, inverse Torx. To get this out, just fish it out of the rest of the holders that you see that it's clipped into, just plastic holders, and let the wire just dangle down. Stabilizer nut, this is 18mm. Zip this off on both sides because you're going to want to lower this whole thing. I'll show you why. Also, the bolt that holds it to the actual sway bar, stabilizer bar, you're going to want to loosen this a few turns. You don't have to take it all the way out, but make it loose so it can swivel on here. Now that that's down and out of the hole, it's hard to see, but the reason we have to take that down is this bolt that goes through the control arm down here has got to come out this way. And this is in the way. Engineers. Like I said, 24mm, quite tight. Gonna probably need a breaker bar. So you can put it back on, just a couple threads. Give it a whack. Take this out out of the way. Got a punch here, I'm just going to put on the end of it. I got it right there. Let's get the tie rod end off. This is also 21 millimeter, 12-point socket. The way that these tie rods are designed is kind of nice, how it has a ball seat down here versus being kind of pressed in. Those tend to get seized in a knuckle. But the downside is this spins really easily, so I've got a 6 millimeter Allen hole in the center of this while I use a 21 millimeter 12-point wrench to get this loose. Goodness gracious. All right, let's get the rest of the electrical off and push these tabs down here. This is one with the magnetic ride suspension, dynamic I think is what it's called or whatever. But yeah, we got to undo this. I want to pop it out of its hole here on the shock holder. There's a plastic shock holder right here. And that's good on this side. Just those two plugs. And its little holder over here, as well as the wheel speed sensor is in here. On the passenger side, you have one more wire that's for the brake pad wear sensor. We don't have that on this side, but you'll figure that out on the passenger side. All right, upper ball joint on the upper control arm. Let's remove this. This is also 21 millimeter 12-point. Just a couple of last crucial steps here. We want to get this axle all the way out of the hub. You don't have to use an air hammer. There's just a hole here, makes it easy. Whew. A little tough. Gotta get that axle over there. Okay. We are almost there. There is one last crucial step down here, down below. Very crucial step. Well, all we got left is 3 nuts up on the shock tower, 16 millimeter I think they are, and this thing will fall out. But if it falls out how it is right now, it'll get stuck on this axle and you can't really get it out. So what you got to do right now is pull down on this thing quite a bit, and you got to get this thing you got to get this thing in a position where it's not going to get caught on anything when it comes down, especially this axle right here. So I think we're going to be good here. I'm going to lower the car and pull the 16 millimeter bolts up top. All right, here we are up top on the shock tower. It's 3 16 millimeter bolts. There's one hidden back here that my middle finger's touching right here. And then we've got one here and one here. Great success. Installation is the reverse of removal. Okay? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.